Hi, my name is Art. I teach Python. I hope you watch my other videos because in this video I'm going to explain you how to filter. All right. So we want to use for loop and if statements to filter something. So let me give you an example. Suppose here I have a list of numbers and then I have one, two, three, and then four, and then bunch of fives. Five, 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 right? All right, now suppose my job here is to get all the fives. Maybe I want to count them. So how would I do that? Now, it's pretty simple, but let's break it down into steps. Now, suppose the first step you should do, you should iterate through this list. What I mean by that, I mean grab number by number. So how would you do that? So you could do it with the for loop. So for, right, and maybe for number or any other variable name in numbers and let's stop right here and let's print that and let's see what n is. So print n, and you see that n is pretty much every number. Now in our example, we're looking for fives. So question, how Python would know that number is 5? I mean, Python cannot just take a look and keep in mind that list could be really, really long, right? Could be 1,000 of items, could be 10,000 of items, could be million of items. Now you cannot take a look. So how do we know that number is 5? So we need to compare. Alright, so how I'm going to do it? So I need to squeeze in if statement. By the way, keep an eye on indentation. Indentation is very important. So if n equal equal, and if you didn't know, equal equal means comparison operator. When I use a single equal sign, I'm assigning a value. Double equal sign means comparison operator. And I want to say if n is 5, and then since after colon every time we need to use indentation, move this print statement within the scope of the if statement. So you see we got all the fives. All right, now all right, that's very good. And now we need to count them. So how are we going to count them? So we need some kind of counter. And by that I mean simply allocate a space in Python memory where we're going to increase that counter. So I'm going to create a new variable name. Let's call this counter. And this counter at the beginning will be 0. Why 0? Because we haven't seen any fives yet. All right. So what should we do when this returns true? So we need to take this counter and use counter again and increase it by 1 and print this counter outside of the scope of the for loop. All right, so if you run it, you see we got 5 fives. Done, right? Pretty simple. Now also let me show you that you could do it like this, that's totally fine, but there is a shorthand and you could do it slightly differently. So it will mean the same stuff, but you could do plus equal 1. In this case, you don't need to repeat counter twice. So, and I'm going to comment this out, rerun this, and you see that this still works. So what I'm doing on line 6 is the kind of new, it's not new, it's been like around for quite some time, but I'm saying that that's shortest syntax, which means the same. We updating the counter and saving the value. All right. Also, sometimes when you're filtering something, you would want to take that item and save it in a separate list. So let's create new Python list. Let's call it fives. And how do we initialize the list? We need to use square brackets. Okay, very good. So another thing that I want to do, besides counting fives, I would like to take 5 if I find one and add it to a new list. So how would I do it? We need to use method append, because append will take that object and append it to the end of the list. So it's going to be fives. So that's a list. Append. And we want to append what? We want to append n. All right, cool. So if I run it, at the end of the day, if you take fives and run it, you see that our new list fives contains just fives. So that's how you would filter something. All right? All right, great. So thanks for watching me. In my other video, I'm going to show you how you could sort a string.